Hello and welcome to the Tuesday. My name is Ultra David.
And I'm James Chen. How's everybody going?
Going great. So let's talk about these things up here in the air.
Sure.
We're going to be talking about Japan Cup, Summer Jam, VS Fighting, all those tournaments.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about Esports in the Olympics. We'll see what we think about that.
Yes.
Various other news. And probably like politics and, I don't know. There's not a lot of game stuff to talk about this week. So
things are a little slow this week.
It's a little slow. However, this past weekend, was a good weekend.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of events.
There were good events this past weekend.
Yes,
absolutely.
I agree. So, and I actually watched a lot of it.
Yeah?
Too.
Okay.
To the point where, normally, if I haven't gotten a chance to watch it live, I'm like, I'll try to catch it later, and then that never happens, but I actually managed to go back and watch a lot of things, in archives and stuff.
Nice.
So,
I did the same.
Okay,
I did the
cool.
same.
But, I know you do that a lot, though, right?
I do that a lot.
You do that commonly, and I do not,
that.
and I need to fix that. I need to watch.
Well, good job.
more,
Sounds like you're doing that. Yeah, from our perspective, all of these happened in different time zones. There was in Europe and in East Asia and on the East Coast of the U.S. Mm-hmm. So to watch those live were not the easiest, but
the craziest part
not that tough. And I looked at it afterward.
Japan Cup Top 8 was the one that I saw live.
What time was that? It was 8 in the morning or something?
It was all the way down to about 6 in the morning, and then I went to sleep at 7. So, yeah. It's kind of on par with my shitty sleep schedule right now, so...
But I did watch a bunch of the team tournament that they had.
Oh, you did? Okay,
that was on for us.
Yeah.
It was 10 p.m. or something. It was pretty reasonable. So.
I actually didn't watch a lot of the team tournament stuff, so I just know that the Abigail team got bodied by Esta.
I basically watched until that happened, and then I was like, I'm going to sleep. Yeah, Esta bodied him for sure.
There was also the Super Turbo tournament this weekend. I need to find the results for that. There was the what is it called? It was the VESX or something. Oh gosh, shoot, I forgot. But
Esta plays Guile.
Yes.
He was a very strong cross Tekken player. And I guess is playing 5 like that now. I didn't even know, but okay.
And he took out the entire Abigail team by himself.
He bodied them. Yeah. They did not. Look, Abigail's going to develop, but Guile maybe beats him. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Okay,
I'm not sure about for sure.
Okay. Oh yeah, you don't think so?
Maybe. That's the best I'm willing to give it for now.
But
let's talk about Japan Cup.
Sure. Just not to linger on Abigail a little bit, but when I talked to Vi, I was like, "So what do you think of Abigail?" Because Vi has been playing a lot of Abigail, and he's like, "It's terrible." He's like, "He's basically a terrible character with a crazy one chance, one comeback mechanic, basically."
I literally don't understand. I don't. And everybody who I've played so far, there have been 4 people so far who have seen me talking about Abigail on Twitter, and they're like, "Let me see," and I played with them, and they're like, "Yeah, all right, that's true." Probably a couple are in the chat. I'm no top player, so it is bizarre to me that actual top players can't make him work. I don't.
Okay.
It's gonna be another one of these con things where I think he's good and everybody thinks he sucks for 8 years.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Whatever. All right. Let's talk about Japan Cup.
It's Japan Cup. So the cool thing about Japan Cup, once again, shout outs to Momochi and Chocoblanca for a great job running this tournament. In fact, they did so, and they couldn't enter because they were organizers, just like GamerB couldn't enter the Taiwan Cups and stuff like that. But the thing about it is he needs points. And to him to be able to volunteer to be the one to organize this in lieu of him getting any points is a big sacrifice on his part. And I heard the tournament was run really well.
Yeah.
They said it was run on time. People said the stream was really good and everything. And this is all on the heels of last year where the Japan Cup was at TGS. And if you guys don't remember, they streamed one pool. And so, everything else happened off stream. We didn't get to see majority of the players. There was 9 U.S. players there, and one of them got on stream, and barely. And
we saw old Dewey on that pool.
Yeah, that's right. It was.
Not many other people.
And everybody was really mad, I remember, and even the players who were there said it was horribly run and everything. So on the heels of all that, Japan Cup was a success,
Yeah.
thanks largely to Momochi and Choco Blanca. So
I think that's really awesome. I read about and saw pictures of ready to like open setups where there's just like in those little mechanical, trap or whatever. You just like open up, you flip it open, and there's the monitor with the setup and stuff that people were playing on, and they had descriptions on them. Some of them were like tournament play. Some of these were like casual play, but like first to two, and some of them were like casual play, but not like for new players.
Oh,
for new players. So,
really?
So they had like all these descriptions on them. I think that's super cool. And for at least the 5v5, because I didn't watch much of the rest of the thing, only the top 8 and only later. There was a stage setup that could be streamed, but then they could also get stream footage from non-stage setups.
Oh,
like
okay.
One of the 5v5 teams had Guilty's team playing, and she tweeted, "Hey, we're up, but we're not on stream. We're playing," and she's going to give it like play-by-play. And I was like, "You guys are on stream." They didn't think that they were on stream.
Oh, really?
So they had the ability to switch back and forth between setups. Yeah, apparently run very well in person, and the stream runs very well.
Even a lot of the side matches, like Sako and a bunch of other guys were streaming from their phone through IRL TV and stuff like that. So I know a bunch of matches, even Sako got on stream and everything like that. So yeah,
very cool.
It was really, really cool.
Awesome to see that kind of stepping up, because obviously Japan has had great players forever, but they haven't had that great stream quality very often. It's been relatively rare and relatively recently.
And Deathstrike has it right too, especially thanks to Cameraman, of course. He was out there making sure that he got a lot of things going and doing things right over there. So yeah.
Yep.
He was doing a lot of the production work there, and he always does a great job with that. So
they had Majin Obama, and they had Giuna commentating, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, they had them commentating
Capcom
with, with Z.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, because he's been a Capcom head forever. But you don't have to go back that far in Giuna's tweet history to see he was not the biggest Capcom head for a while. I just think it's hilarious.
Yeah, and the fact that, I think, who was it? Was it you or somebody else tweeted that, like, between the three of them, like, Majin Obama, who was, like, the Guilty Gear head, was, like, the expert on Street Fighter.
Dirty little secret of, do any Street Fighter V commentators actually play the game?
Yeah, I know.
Like four.
Try to figure out which ones actually do play.
Do. Yeah, fact.
Exactly.
I do.
Exactly.
I know you've been playing.
Oh, it was Sejam who tweeted that. Yeah, it was Sejam who tweeted that.
Sejam plays. Some of them don't. True story. All right, anyway, Japan Cup, what happened?
All right, so let's just do top 16 then, okay, because there's a lot of good players here. So 13th place, so 4 players tied for 13th place. SPZ Sandbag with Akuma, Graft MOV with Chun-Li, Kindebu with Abigail, and Nauman with Ken. 4 players tied for 9th place. G Fuel Verloren with Cammy, Zowie Oil King with Rashid, Gachikun with Rashid, Razor Infiltration with Jury, and who apparently had won like a local tournament in Japan like earlier that week using only Jury. So interesting. 7th place was AW Nemo with Urian, and Chris T from the United States with Ken. 5th place, R Kappa's Punko with Colleen, and Aqua with Ibuki. 4th place, Kwamba Doyu Shaohai with Cammy. 3rd place, Kichipa Mu with Zangief.
That's right.
Definitely he was the MVP of the tournament.
That guy's super good.
Dude, and what the cool thing about it is, just sorry to interrupt the results here, but he has that FGC personality. He is like all popping off all over the place, and he is just like going crazy and everything. I really like it though. I really like that energy. Great. And even someone like Kim1234, he has often complained about. One of his number one complaints, in fact, was that a lot of the Japanese players didn't have the personality of the U.S. players and everything like that. And I feel like that's changing. I feel like that's changing a lot, and I feel like a lot of them are kind of embracing that kind of pop-off nature of the FGC, and I like it.
I think it's great.
I like it. I hope they
we always heard tales of folks in the Japanese arcades popping off and joking around, and that I've heard tales going back 20 years on that stuff, but it just didn't seem like that was happening on streams, on stages. We didn't get to see that side of him. But I'm glad that they're people. I'm glad that we're seeing more personality.
Was it Z or somebody else tweeted they should ban the phrase "I will do my best" or "I will try my best" from Japanese players from interviews, and then force them to say something else.
That's funny.
Second placed, Graft Fudo with Armika, ever the second place. Well, he's kind of tied with somebody else for the second place curse right now.
That's true.
And first place, Graft Haitani with Nakali. Newly married Haitani with Graft Nakali. With Nakali. And not only that, too, but I remember Japan Cup, they didn't have any prize money for this tournament. This was all just points and pride and a giant trophy. What they really should do is just, award them a bunch of cool toys that there's a store next door that they could magically sell all those things, but
If only.
But yeah, Haitani took it. First place, Nakali.
Hey, he's been a fantastic player this whole time, as we have said. And this year he's had a couple of majors under his belt. So I think that's super cool.
And one of the coolest things about this, too, is that Haitani and Fudo, without question, we've all been saying, have been Mr. Consistencies. Those are the two guys who have easily been the most consistent by far. So to see them first and second place here, no shock at all.
Right.
So.
And impressive. But I really am impressed by Kichipamu Zengi. He I don't know his extended backstory, but the first time I saw him was on a stream, maybe late last year or so. And he was already popping off, and he was already really good. And then before Evo, some folks were talking about him as maybe doing super well, and it didn't quite happen. But
Evo was one of the hardest ones to be. Because there's just the volume, the sheer volume, and also the mental stamina, and the physical stamina really, really affects you when you're playing there. So
for sure,
yeah.
But he is a super good player, and although he lost 3-1 to Fudo, the game where Fudo went up 2-1, that was down to the very, very end. That definitely could have been 2-1 Kichipamu, and then who knows what happens after that.
And also
he was really, really good.
And also that, but Fudo has all this practice against Itabashi, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of already a problem for Kichipa, right?
But he has really sick footsies and reads. He's just a really good player.
What he did to Chris T on the EX uppercut punishment was he neutral jump, headbutt, stand light kick, dash up, jump air SPD. Oh.
Yep.
That one was Chris was just man, was that book that obvious? Did you just read, did you predict the ending that clearly?
When you get read like that, you can't even be mad about it.
Right.
You just gotta say, thumbs up, alright. Move on a little bit. Yeah. Very cool to see Punko do well with Colleen up there. I think that's awesome. And then, Chris T, traveling internationally.
On his own. He just did it, and he has leveled up a lot.
Absolutely.
And he has basically said now, he's just man, if you want to be good at this game, you got to come to Japan and just play in this hyperbolic time chamber, because he's just saying, you just can't get practice like this anywhere else.
And he has been there for a little while. He was practicing up a lot the week leading up to Japan Cup, talking about on Twitter how he had done. We saw streams of him playing against people, and very, very cool to see that. He's not with Denial anymore. And for a little while now, so he's looking for sponsorship.
Yeah, and not only that, too, but just watching his play looked better.
Agreed.
As strong as he's already been, but I felt like there was a lot more patience in his play all of a sudden, and just less shenanigansy, you know what I mean?
Sure.
It felt a little more solid, and he's definitely, he's staying with Momochi. So,
right.
So I'm sure he's getting a lot of Ken practice.
They streamed themselves playing.
Oh, did they? Oh,
I watched a bit of it. It was very cool.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Momochi was doing ridiculous things, just crazy hit confirms and stuff.
But there was only 2 U.S. players there, right? It was just Chris and Guilty, and that's it. And so shout outs to Chris for getting that far. Absolutely. Top 8 in a stacked Japanese tournament, dude.
Amazing.
That's really impressive. I'm really happy for him. I'm really happy for him. So, yeah.
Definitely agree with that. I'm happy to see Infiltration up there in 9th place.
With Jury.
With a character that he likes, I guess. I mean, hopefully. I want him to have fun with the game. If he's not having fun, then do something else. But if he's having fun, then that's great.
Yeah, he's definitely talked a lot about just having character crisis and
Right.
stuff, because he's been jumping back and forth. We've seen him with a little bit of Ed. We've seen him with Karen at one point in time. We've seen him just jumping around. I have not seen a player with this, like a top player like this, with this much character crisis in a long time.
I do think that there's something to be said for in modern times, right? If you don't like, or for whatever reason can't get on board with any of the like strong characters in the game, then to be a fun character specialist who uses like a lower tier but like do well enough to get ninth place, there's a place for that in terms of esports, right? Like you're giving up, I guess not money at Japan Cup, right? Because it's not, you didn't get money for it, but at other events you give up money, right? Like if you could win the whole event, obviously preferable, but to get ninth place or whatever with like a fun character, it brings eyeballs in. And that matters for esports. So I mean, I
good
feel like
for Sien in season 1.
Honestly, I think that's a great example of it.
Right. Yeah.
I wish that he had played a good character the whole time instead. Right. But if you're not doing that, then to have a Fang or a Jury or whatever and do well and keep in the public eye, I think is pretty valuable.
Yeah, for sure.
And then shout-outs to Kindevu Abigail, 13th place.
Yeah, highest placing Abigail.
At this tournament.
Yes, at this tournament.
We will move on to see how that went with other tournaments.
That's right. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm really happy that the tournament ran well. I'm really happy that, good job to Momochi and Chocoblanca. And it's just, it comes down to stuff that I've said before. I mean, I know Momochi is far from being any state of not being able to play or whatever that. But, one of the things that I always want about the FGC is that, to have it be self-sustaining and the people who are in it, they're the ones who are going to care the most. Right, so if Momochi and Chocoblanca are put into the point where they have to run this tournament, they're going to try to make sure they do a damn good job, right? And so that's why it's always important to grab people from within the community who really care, and they will do a good job. So,
but just because you care about it and you're in the FGC doesn't mean that you necessarily do a great job. It's still hard to run a big tournament like that. Yeah. So they got the passion, but they have the, I guess, organizing skill and knowledge and stuff to do it as well.
Maybe connections and everything like that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it wasn't just their own.
Maybe some
two
of that
people.
Echo Fox helped us get.
Maybe,
I don't know. I don't even know if it was.
I have no idea.
Exactly. So, but great job once again. Awesome tournament there. Anything about the 5v5 that you want to talk about in particular?
Oh, like I said, I stopped watching after Guile versus Abigail happened. I did see Nemo basically make a complete comeback against Guilty's team, which was like Haitani and a couple other people. I mean, she had a good team.
Imagine Fudo, MOV was all on there, the Graft team, right?
Right.
But I mean, one of the things that Chris has said from being out there, he was, after he played the set with Nemo, he was just like, God, this character is so good. Like, he was just like, you can get hit by Aegis in so many ways that you didn't even... Like, dude, there was this one match where he was fighting against... Was it Moke or was it a Rashid player? Was it either Moke or Takauchi? And, like, Moke jumped over him to get out of the corner. And when he turned around, he threw the close mirror. He got hit by the cross-up and then landed on the mirror. And then he got the juggle and killed him afterwards. I mean, there's just like so many silly things you can do with that mirror, because I think once you activate it, it's out. Yeah. So like you can't stop him anymore, right? No. So that's, dude, there's just like so many ways. And that's the one reason why I've never put Urien out of my top 5 is because I just know the Aegis is so much more broken than people realize.
Did you see, I don't know if you saw the clip that was gifted on Twitter, of a Dawson player throwing EX Fire, and then Urien threw out Aegis, and the Aegis actually went forward enough and hit Dawson, because those range were like far Aegis activation, it just hits. And then he activated close Aegis, and the EX Fire reflected, and it was a 4-hit combo.
What?
Yeah.
It all
comboed. Aegis
was Dawson in the corner? And
no, this was mid-screen. It was Aegis hits, Fireball is meanwhile reflecting, Fireball, that's the end of the round. I'm serious. I'm serious. It was really good. So, anyway.
Damn, okay.
It was cool.
Alright, cool. Anything else you want to say about that, or just shall we move on to the next one here?
Please. What do we got?
Let us go to Summer Jam. So Summer Jam, of course, Big E tournament taking place in Philadelphia. Big E, of course, running 3 major tournaments a year and then teaming up with a bunch of guys that run a 4th one. So does a lot of work there. Summer Jam is all of the Big E tournaments, they always put pop bonuses to a bunch of the smaller games, and then they have 5, 10, 15, like on this page there's like 17, 18 games listed that they played. So good stuff to them for continuing that. I mean, I even know like the Vampire Savior, Third Strike, Super Turbo all had like pop bonuses and everything like that. So I don't know if I'm going to have the results for all the games here, but
yeah.
Let's go here. Let's talk about Injustice 2, which closed out Summer Jam because it was one of the premier spots for the Injustice Pro Series.
Right. And it had the 3rd most entrants. Although only by 2. It was only 2 fewer than the second game, which we'll get to. And then we'll talk about the most entered game in a bit as well. But this Injustice 2 was 3rd place overall.
Yes.
So 7th place is DF Gurr with the Bane.
Yes.
And he played Deadshot for sure, although maybe not in top 8.
Okay.
7th place also BC Honeybee with the Flash and Supergirl. 5th places were Noble Dragon with Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Black Adam. Then Echo Fox Scar with Supergirl and Brainiac.
So, do you feel like Dragons... he won Evo, obviously, but do you feel like the Aquaman nerf hurt him a lot?
I mean, clearly it hurt him, but... I don't know, what are you going to do? It's definitely something that can be overcome.
The question I have, though, because I know you've played against Brainiac a lot.
Yes.
And you have a lot of Brainiac experience. And I know people were not high on Brainiac for a long time. But Scar's using him. He got top 8 with him. Are people's opinions about Brainiac actually shifting a little bit now?
I hope so, because then we'll talk about VS Fighting, and Brainiac figured prominently in that one as well.
Okay.
It really should be.
Okay.
We'll see. Noble Illusions, Green Arrow, Cyborg, and Black Adam, 4th place. 3rd place, Echo Fox Theo with Superman, Aquaman, and Supergirl. 2nd place, Noble Samij with Catwoman and like a little bit of Poison Ivy.
He tried Poison Ivy a lot against Sonic Fox.
He did, because he got dunked as Catwoman.
Yeah,
and then
against Captain Cold. Yeah, so he wanted to fight range with range by having the Ivies. Yeah.
And then Sonic Fox won the whole thing with Captain Cold, Red Hood, and Deadshot.
Yep. 1st place, again, 2nd time in a row now, so he is definitely picking up. And I'm just going to say this, I might be a little biased.
Okay.
But man, when Samij was playing Catwoman against Captain Cold, it looked like Samij was just working so hard, and Captain Cold looked so cheap.
Honestly,
holy crap!
Sonic Fox makes Captain Cold look cheap, and I don't know if he's cheap or not. Dude, I'm not sure.
The funniest thing is I played online Injustice a bunch yesterday, and I think in like the previous 2 months that I've played, I've run into 1 Captain Cold. Yesterday, I ran into like 3 or 4, and they were all doing the same thing. Like putting the field out and sitting there, like... But I just don't understand, how did people not think of doing that in the first place?
Well, the field starts up faster now than it did before.
Oh, okay.
I forget if it freezes faster too, but for sure it starts up faster. So it's better. I mean, they improved it.
Because I even saw like Samij a couple of times. He started doing this thing, and he did EX Cat Dash. But when you hit the field, you start slowing down.
Right.
So Sonic Fox was like, "Oh, okay, I'll stop," and he blocked it, and it was like,
"No, I know."
God, it's so good.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody else does it with Captain Cold. It might be a Sonic Fox effect, but. It's hard to know, and he's not just him, but other Captain Cold players are coming up with some real dirty tech.
Yeah,
so
obviously, Captain Cold is going to be one of those characters that's really going to be dependent on who you're fighting against, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not going to be able to do that against people who have good projectiles, right? Because they're going to shoot you, or if they have homing moves like from the deep, or Supergirl can teleport to the other side and punch you and stuff like that.
Right.
So obviously Captain Cold is not going to be broken. He's just going to be really good against certain casts, and you can see that because Samij just was like, I can't do this. And he
seems like it for now anyway.
He went with Poison Ivy, and so it's interesting because I think it was last week you were talking about watching them play. Oh no, people were talking about it and giving you updates about them playing online, right? And so I wonder if if they were like developing tech against each other, and secretly trying to figure stuff out.
Could be. It was very cool to see Poison Ivy played at that level. I thought that was and in a good character pick, like character match. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Illusion's still doing work up there. I think that's cool because he's like the only Arrow, and he's playing Cyborg now, which he did in top 8.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, Cyborg's one of these characters that didn't get changed at all, and a lot of people are curious about that. Like, they felt he should have been buffed. Yeah, I mean, seems to me like he's not great, but I don't know. He's like, here's Illusions with him in top 8. So there's a lot of things like that we got to figure out.
I don't know how much Dragon used Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman up there. Supergirl, obviously not considered strong, but she's up there as well with Scar and Theo playing those characters. So.
Supergirl now, some people think is top 5.
Yeah, I've heard, like, every time I'm playing, people are like, just join the Supergirl army, James. So it makes it sound like, to me, apparently people think she's really, really strong now, huh?
Probably so.
Okay.
We'll see.
Cool.
But yeah, Dragon's he's a super strong player who had success with many different characters in MKX, and I'm sure he can do the same in this game.
Yeah.
We'll see. See what he does.
Still mad about all the Catwoman nerfs.
It's so tough. She got second place at major.
Still don't know why Cartwheel was minus 14. I saw it happen. She did a cartwheel, he blocked it, and like super full punish, and I was just like, even Katana Prime was like, I don't know why they nerfed that.
I don't really know either. Yeah. Shoutouts to Bane, doing the work.
Street Fighter V, which you said was the number 2 game?
Number 2 game in overall entrance.
Right.
Only 2 more than Injustice 2.
Right, exactly. So essentially tied.
Basically, yeah.
It's basically
it was
tied for
154 to 152.
Yeah, so it doesn't really count, in my opinion. So, because there's probably a few people who didn't show up or whatever that who registered early. 7th place, CYG BST PR Balrog with Balrog. 7th place, also Dan Slip with Cammy. Shoutouts to Dan Slip.
Yeah.
He is getting more and more consistent.
Yeah.
So he's been doing well. I know at Defend the North, people were like, oh, Dan Slip is in top 8. I guess, but he's been doing really well.
That's great. Yeah.
So I didn't even know PR Balrog traveled to this one.
Didn't know he was there until I saw him.
Yeah, exactly. 5th place, 801 Strider with Lara and Pai Kami with Nakali. Shoutouts once again to 801 Strider putting in the work right now.
And Kami, who has been a good player but is stepping it up as well.
Yes, exactly. 4th place, Brian F. with Balrog. So trying to be consistent with that.
Same kind of story, getting more and more consistent at the top level.
And then look at this top 3. Idom with Lara in 3rd place. PG Punk with Karen, Ken, and Nash. This does not count Ken. Karen and Nash in 2nd place. And 1st place, Liquid Knuckle Dew with Guile, Armika, and Birdie. So Knuckle Dew returning to being on top after losing to Punk to a bunch of times.
Right.
But Punk, 2nd place again.
Another grand finals.
Yeah.
Another walking away in the loser's side.
So that's what, CEO, this one, Evo, and there was a couple
Defend
of
the North,
others.
maybe?
Yeah, Defend the North, I think
It's been a little while now.
Yeah, he won one tournament. He won DreamHack Atlanta. But outside of that, all of them have been 2nd places. Yeah.
Hey, man.
It's not a curse, dude.
Getting to grand finals is pretty good.
Yeah, I know. Because, look, the one thing about it is you always have to realize when you're the guy on top, you're the one everyone's studying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're the one that everybody is studying.
Yeah, and you remember earlier in the year, after Knuckle Dew won Capcom Cup last year, at the start of this year, he said he knew people would be gunning for him. And he expected that. And he would try to work to overcome it. And now he is.
And look, there's no greater evidence of that than Knuckle Dew going with a Birdie to fight against his Karen. Because Birdie does decently. It's always been one of those fights that, like, Karen players were like, I don't like fighting Birdie, right? And so Knuckle Dew took advantage. He had a plan. He even said in the interview afterwards he's been working on a Birdie specifically to battle Karen.
I think it's great.
And it worked out. It was weird because they played Guile and Karen in the last set of Grand Finals. So, Punk came back and basically 3-0'd Knuckle Dew from loser side, and then they basically went to those two characters start, Guile and Karen. And then Punk won, and so Knuckle Dew counterpicked with Birdie. Right. And so at that point in time, they were in the Punk should win counterpick circle of hell, basically. But it came down once again to Guile versus Karen at the very end, and Knuckle Dew actually clutched it out in the last game. So he broke the cycle of counterpicks.
He did really well in the last game.
Yeah.
And he blew up Idaho. He blew Idaho up.
He did.
But those 3, that's the short list for best in North America.
Yeah. So those three, and then right under there, with Brian F, Strider, Kami, Pierre Balrog, Dan Slip. I mean, that's a pretty good set of players who have been playing very consistently as well. So,
sure. Yeah, I think that's great.
I mean, some people are asking what makes Birdie so good against Karen. Yeah, it's mostly just that his reach really kind of frustrates her. He can sweep at her, and she can't really punish it unless... I don't even know if she can do that, because I know against Karen you can jab her before her leg retracts. But with Birdie, I don't know if Karen has anything that can do that to Birdie after blocking the sweep from max range. But the stand heavy punch, like when you watched it, Knuckledew was zoning really well with that standing heavy punch. He was really just like throwing it out there, and Punk would run into it a lot of times. Punk didn't really have the same ability to back off and whiff punish that he likes to do.
Right.
And even if you do whiff punish the Fierce from that far away, I don't even know if you would have to time the command dash into Tenko properly. I don't know how far away Birdie ends up, So, but it's really just the neutral, and then down strong works really well as an anti-air.
It's got a good neutral game.
Yeah,
man, and a ton of damage output, which she cannot really survive. So.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's a great pick.
Okay,
all right.
And then Tekken 7,
the number one most entered game at Summer Jam.
Nice
with 178.
Good stuff.
152, 154, 178 for first place. Nice work to Tekken. Yes. I think that's awesome to see.
Mm-hmm. And 7th place was Victim of Ritual with Nina, and VS Poke Chop with Josie. 5th place was Shay with Steve, and BXA Knock with Eddie. 4th place, it's Peeling with Xiao Yu. God, I hate that character so much. Even when I was watching Peeling versus Poke Chop, and... like, I know Xiao Yu can end all of her strings early and everything like that, but I feel like everything she has can keep going. And I saw, like, when I play her online, I'm like, block, now time to attack, and then another move comes out and I got hit. And I saw that Poke Chop kept getting hit by all that, and I was like, man, even in the highest levels, like, Xiao Yu still keeps doing this to people, and it's just, oh, God, I hate that character. In any case, apparently I'm not alone. Everyone hates that character. 3rd place, NS Obscure with Elisa and Josie. 2nd place, ITS Joey Fury with Jack 7. Who did really well at final round as well. And then 1st place, Stream Me Anakin with Paul and Jack 7.
My man.
Jack 7.
The big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Anakin, of course, probably the strongest U.S. player right now.
It seems like it, yeah.
Yeah, but Joey Fury was the one that actually was able to defeat Saint and JDCR at final round, I think so. Yeah. He eventually lost to JDCR, who came back and won in grand finals, I believe. Was it JDCR or Saint who came back and won? But he did really well at that tournament. So
yeah, Anakin consistently winning things, doing well at Evo. Mm-hmm. Nice work.
Jack 7, oh man.
He's so cool.
It's funny, I don't play a lot of them online.
Really?
I thought I would end up playing more Jacks, because I thought Jack was kind of like a popular character, right? But
I mean, he was never, at least in my, obviously I'm no expert.
It was Speed Kicks, that's right.
Oh, the Speed Kicks, okay.
Speed Kicks in final round. Thank you, Blueberry, thank you.
I don't remember him being very popular.
Jack?
Like, historically in Tekken.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I thought he was always kind of a good character because of the range and everything like that.
Yeah, I think he has been a good character.
Okay.
He's not boring. You're boring. He's got Cossack kicks. It's cool. Come on. It's got cool animation.
Dead or Alive 5, last round. 5th place, FSD Matt Ponton with Mai and Base.
Oh, 7th place.
7th place. What did I say?
5th.
Oh, 7th place. 7th place also SYN Sin Rojiku Reigns with Hayate. 5th place South Killy with Tina and Lisa. SYN Jaeger with Phase 4 and Rig. 4th place GHP Guy with Kasumi. 3rd place Sonic Fox. Echo Fox's Sonic Fox with Christy and Phase 4. 2nd place RIG Quiggle, his brother, with Christy, Phase 4, and Rachel. They play the same characters.
I guess.
And 1st place, UGS Excalibur Blades with Elliot and Mila. Okay. I didn't get a chance to see any of this, so unfortunately. Guilty Gear Rev 2. 7th place, LVLG Base with Raven and Minus with Eno. 5th place, Diendo with Venom, and Cat Pion with Sway with Jam Kuradaberry. 4th place, TSB Blaze with Raven. 3rd place, Grover with Venom. 2nd place, PG Marlin Pie with Zato. And 1st place, Lord Knight with Milia Rage.
Nice work.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Lord Knight.
I know Lord Knight is not too high on Milia.
Oh, really?
These days, because she got kind of nerfed pretty badly in the last patch, but good stuff to him for coming through. True story at Evo. Like, I knew how much, like, he was sad about Milia getting getting nerfed.
Yeah.
And so when I ran into him, I was just, like, walking through the hall, and I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, yeah, and I heard Milia's really strong now after the patch, and then, like, she's really good now. And he gave me the look.
Hilarious.
He gave me the look,
jerk.
like... But shout outs to Lord Knight, though. Good job to him for taking first with his nerfed character, so...
SKD won Blaze Blue. Looks like that's all.
Yeah, that's all I have here. Yeah.
Grover got 2nd place. 3rd places was Red Blade. 4th place Papa Leo. 5th places were Master Crash MD and LVLG Base. And 7th places Initial J and Infinity.
Okay.
Let's see. In Vampire Savior, I actually don't know what happened. But I know VSAV had more entrants than ST, Mortal Kombat XL, King of Fighters 14, Pokken Tournament, DOA, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Under Night and Birth, Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator, and then was Vampire Savior. It had 64 entrants. Yes, sir.
Holy crap, that's awesome. Good job to them. Good job to the VSAV community. That's just fun.
Marvel 3 was won by Coach Steve.
Yeah!
Over Joey D. That was awesome. Very happy for Steve.
And he was super emotional about it, too, after he won. Apparently, he did really well at Defend the North as well, and then to have it just, like, be able to get to this, to get to that next level and take the tournament, he was super happy about that.
Yeah, and happy, too, because that game is basically over in, like, 2 weeks. Like, wow, 3 weeks or something?
Yeah.
Like, it's basically over. So if you win one of the last tournaments for it,
right,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean, I hope it's not really over.
Well, me too.
I hope
probably
people keep playing it.
Probably dead.
Yeah.
You know how these things go. Yeah. I mean, hey, MPX was played here, so games don't immediately die necessarily. But come on. Twixie won Pokken Tournament.
Okay.
Soul Guitarist 2nd place. Then in KOF 14, Violence won it. Pachu KOF 2nd place. Looks like that's all I got.
Do you know I have ST or Super Turbo?
Does not look like it's finished on the Smash GG, so I cannot tell you this.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, but those games all had extra bonus. Can you turn on that fan back over there? Just so we can see the power button, because it's getting super warm down here. Holy crap!
I'm fine.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. I have a lot more insulation, unfortunately.
So. Well, you got jeans on.
Yeah,
I have no
true
pants
too.
on.
I should have been wearing shorts. Oh, man. All right.
Summer Jam. Cool.
Yeah, good stuff. Consistently, run good tournaments there from Biggie. I know he's been stepping up a lot of the work over there as well, so good job. VS Fighting.
VS Fighting.
You want to take a break or just keep going?
Just do this. There's not that much to talk about.
Okay.
I mean, good matches, but
right.
Not a ton of games played.
All right, VS Fighting. This was the tournament that took place in Europe. This one was where was this one?
I think it's in Birmingham.
Birmingham, right? Yes, you are correct. Birmingham in the UK. Lots of games played over there. And let's start with the Tekken 7 results here. 7th place was Enheas, or Enheas, with Eddie. 7th place was District G, the Phantom, with Master Raven.
What a sick name.
District G, the Phantom.
I like it.
5th place, Starscream with Huarong, and The Truth with Fang. 4th place, District G, Kanan Trench with Yoshimitsu. Not quite as cool as the Phantom.
No.
Yeah. 3rd place, Arkham Kuiper with Fang. 2nd place, Echo Fox Saint with Jack 7, and Echo Fox JDCR with Dragunov.
Yep.
So Echo Fox flew their guys out to VS Fighting. I think this was a Tekken World Tour stop. I'm not sure, but JDCR ended up taking it overseas. So JDCR right now, definitely the man to beat on the planet.
For
right
sure.
Now. Yeah, he is I mean, Saint won everything last year, but somehow JDCR has just kind of vaulted over Saint at this point in time, and now JDCR consistently winning.
Looking good. Yep, indeed it was the premier event for a second.
Okay.
Street Fighter V.
Let's talk about the top 16 here, because we have that. So tied for 13th place was Takamura with Ken, Will Tupac, Millennium, Will Tupac with Laura, Bricterium with Urian, and Epsilon Brick with Zangief. There's 2 bricks in there.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, 9th place.
Brick's actually done a good job, though, lately. He's this year he's had a lot of good results.
With Zangief?
With Zangief.
Yeah. 9th, XL, Dark Moon Hado, as well. They don't have who he's played. XL Brian with Rashid, Envious, LA Dose Nassim Claw with Vega, Infused Shakes with Lara and Cammy. And then in 7th place, Prophecy Aikanu with Guile and Method Pax with Kering. 5th place, XL Infectious with Abigail, Zangief, and Nikali. How much Abigail did he play compared to Zangief?
A lot of Abigail.
So he was mostly Abigail, huh?
A lot of Nikali, too, but yeah. It seems like a really good team.
That is actually probably a really good team, because I feel like they would cover each other's holes a lot.
I feel like Nikali basically beats zoners.
You know what? Going back to Summer Jam a little bit, one of the things that K-Brad was talking about on commentary, he was like, I'm really glad we've gotten to this phase so much quicker in that people are counter-picking now.
Yes.
So he was really happy that, Dew went with Birdie and stuff like that. He was like, I don't know why people don't counter-pick. It's always been a part of Street Fighter. He's like, I'm really glad we're getting to that point. And yeah, I mean, we talked about it even in Ultra, where we were like, you got to learn 2 characters or whatever like that. But in Ultra, it was a different story because there was 44 characters at the time. Learning a second character means you got to learn 44 new matchups and everything like that, so I can understand. But I feel like Street Fighter V is in a place where you can still learn a secondary character, and that's good now. Do that now, so that when the cast eventually gets up, if it ever eventually gets up to 44 characters, it'll be less work to learn a lot of the matchups. You know what I mean? So I think it's important to pick up multiple characters right now. At least get a decent base with a bunch of them.
I hear you.
Know, and there's no shock to me that NuckleDo won last year because he had Guile and Mika. He had 2 characters. He was able to switch looks and stuff like that. So
agreed.
4th place, Mouse Problem X with M Bison. 3rd place, XL. Wow, this XL team is doing really well here. XL Hurricane with Cammy. 2nd place, Method Army Luffy with Armika. And 1st place, invading Europe, Razor Cien with Ibuki. He chose to go here instead of going to Japan Cup.
Yeah.
Wonder if he was just like, you know what, easier points here because everybody else is in Japan.
Well, that's not the only game he entered at.
That's true. That is absolutely true. Yeah.
I think that's cool. And he lost to Luffy in the top 8. And then he had to make his way through losers.
Oh, Cien did, huh?
Cien.
Oh, okay.
And he did. Nice work to him.
Yeah, so he had to run it back against Luffy, but he did it 3-1, 3-0, so he figured something out.
Yeah.
But yeah, in winners finals...
I think he lost pretty significantly early on.
You're right. He
3-0.
lost at the top of... Well, no...
In winners semis. Yeah, top 8 winners.
Oh, yeah, even before top 8, it looked like he...
No, he's right
there.
there.
You're right there. Yeah. They have it... I don't know why it's not that way, but yes, okay. Gotcha.
Anyway.
Okay.
Cien did the trick. Very cool. A lot of good matches over there.
Let's see here. Injustice 2. 7th place, ED Undead Jim with Batman. PND Madzin also with Batman. 5th place, Eris Nivik with Supergirl. And ED Ixie with Supergirl. It's funny. Batman, Supergirl.
Yeah.
4th place, RNG White Boy with Scarecrow and Aquaman. So all those guys are still out there from the previous European tournament, right? Yeah. 3rd place, PXP, a Foxy Grandpa with Deadshot. 2nd place, Nasser, Tekken Master with Brainiac and Atrocitus. And 1st place, Biohazard with Harlequin and Bane. And I saw his tweets, like he was like ecstatic, so happy about that win, just very emotional and overcome with, just like that whole like, God, all that work that he's been putting in to have him take this tournament like that. Shout outs to Biohazard.
He had a reputation for getting 9th at the big majors until like just recently. He just got top 8 at Vianality.
Okay, Vianelli. Right,
And now he wins VS Fighting. I mean, he's a really good player,
Yeah,
and I'm
he's
really
always
happy
been
to
a
see him
good
do that.
player.
He has, that's true.
He's been
but
an NRS player for a long time.
Indeed.
Right?
I'm really happy for him. Currently unsponsored. And then, we talked about Brainiac.
Mm-hmm.
There's Brainiac in second place. And Tekken Master, it seems like, is mostly playing Brainiac. He only played Atrocitus a couple of times.
This might have been the turn, because I definitely saw a couple of these matches. Like, I saw Biohazard with Harlequin. Like, I just had it on, like, at one... I forgot what I was doing. I had it on in the background on my phone. But I remember seeing Brainiac and people, the commentators talking about, like, oh, Brainiac is really starting to, like...
What? It turns out that magnificent air mobility and a ton of damage is pretty useful. What?
Yeah,
Okay,
but then
right.
also, because, I tried using Harlequin, and my Harlequin is booty butt cheeks, but, it was cool seeing Biohazard do well with that character.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's cool to see. There's a lot of regional variety up here. You got North America and Asia and Europe all doing well, and
I mean, honestly,
different countries in Europe represented.
Injustice
Happy about
too,
it.
like, I feel like people really need to, like, start following this, because there's just a lot of good storylines going on there. Game is really balanced. I know I've been hard on the game because, like I said, my success rate just hasn't been very good because it just feels so weird. But yesterday when I played, it was significantly better.
Okay.
Like, I just sat down and was like, all right, I'm changing my game plan entirely.
Nice.
And basically, I didn't end combos with whips to knock them a screen away. I ended all my combos with 1-2-2, which knocks them down and lets me jump in and keep pressure. And things just, I mean, like, it's taking time. And, like, I've completely removed cat stance from my gameplay, which has helped a lot. Except for every time I get it by accident.
Oh, really?
Look, I'm telling you right now, down is the worst code in the history of all of video games.
Dude, I'm with you.
And I'm looking at you too, MVCI.
100%.
I hate down code, because I realize what kills me now is when I'm playing footsie and I walk forward, down back, walk forward, down back, and I hit 3 to do the long whip, cat stance.
I hear you, man. I 100%
What
hear
a
you.
terrible command. Down. Oh, God, I hate that.
I hate it too. Anyway, it was a good tournament. Good to watch. Congrats to all those guys. Happy to see Bane win, obviously with Harley Quinn, but that's awesome. And also to get top 8 at Summer Jam. And then also, speaking of Abigail, so what did he get? 5th place Infectious got?
4th.
4th place.
4th place.
And,
scroll the webpage. Scroll.
boy, that is taking forever.
5th place.
Fifth
Right,
place.
it was 5th place. Okay.
And at Summer Jam, Alucard got 9th with Abigail.
And he was happy, too. He was happy.
Oh,
I saw his tweet. He was like, I'm feeling really comfortable,
Yeah, man. And then at Japan Cup, 13th place was Kintebu. His character's 2 weeks old. I just want to say that. All right?
We don't have all the tech yet with this
People
character.
are so weird about characters.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of good stuff to watch this weekend. A lot of good video games played.
Dude, there's even more. There's more results. I'm not done yet. I have more
Oh,
results.
no, you're right. Actually, yeah, that's right.
I have more results.
And it gets interesting. That's true.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to take a break now, or let's just do it? Let's power through it. All right.
buddy.
Furiatica taking place in Costa Rica. Again, shout outs to the LATAM scene. Like I said, that's why they flew me down there, just to see it. So now I'm all like, hey, let's do this. And even Justin is flying out to Argentina for this weekend. So
Really?
that's actually super cool. Yeah. So, really cool. Shout outs to that scene out there. And please, come on, webpage load. Jesus. What is the problem with this here? Oh, there we go.
Hey.
So, Furiatica taking place in Costa Rica. That occurred this weekend as well. Keep scrolling webpage.
Boy.
Man.
That is taking forever.
It's weird because this only happens when XSplit is running. And I remember someone else said that this happened when Max upgraded XSplit like a couple of months ago too.
Well, I got it right here. I mean,
All
right.
Just read it here.
7th places. I am the final boss. All capitals.
Oh, what was the VS fighting results for Guilty Gear? Did we miss that? I didn't see it.
It wasn't
listed
on the list.
here.
Yeah,
I didn't see it listed there.
Oh, but I did want to say, just circling real back to VS fighting.
Okay.
Just to mention the entrance list.
Okay.
Because it was the same exact thing. 3rd was Injustice, then 2nd was Street Fighter, and then most entered was Tekken 7.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was 205 most entered, 151 for Street Fighter. So
Good
pretty
stuff.
big
Good stuff.
difference.
All right, let's go Tekken.
Awesome to see.
Let's go Tekken.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not rooting for SF5 to not get entrance. I'm just
I'm
really happy though that Tekken is.
No,
I've always thought Tekken is. In my mind, it's been one of those major games the whole time, but for many years, in fact, it was not.
Right.
So it makes sense to me that it's back up where it should be.
It's funny, too, because, I mean, like, I've talked about this before, and people don't realize these really small, subtle things, but I feel like a lot of where Tekken's recent success is coming from is its increased viewability.
I 100% agree with you.
Right? And people don't, like, people are like, stop making games for audiences. You know what I mean? But, like, when you make games for audiences, it makes the game for the players as well.
Yeah, right.
And it kind of, in a way, right? Like, I'm telling you right now, if Injustice had better background music and more dramatic KOs and, like, more viewable, like, more distinct moves, like, visually distinct moves, you don't even have to change any of their properties. But if you just... Dude, the game would be getting ridiculous amounts of entrance right now, in my opinion. I really honestly believe one of the things holding it back is its presentation.
I hear you.
And Tekken now has like these ridiculous KOs. The slow motion is like hype beyond all reason. The game is beautiful.
It is beautiful, yeah.
So like,
I mean, Tekken has always sold well, but that hasn't always translated into competitive play and numbers. Just the same way with MK, right? Like it hasn't always been for a long time it was garbage, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. What's more dramatic than hitting pause and going to retry? Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I hear
They should patch that out, honestly.
All right, Street Fighter 5 at Furiatica.
Yes.
All right, talking about that now. This is in Costa Rica. 7th place, again, all capitals. I am the final boss.
The final boss!
With Guile and M. Bison. 7th place, also ON Gabo with Guile. 5th places TCCR NEM Nano with Balrog. And Vertex Strike El Tigre with Laura.
Mm-hmm.
4th was Vertex Andy Enigma CR with Ken. 3rd was Doomsnake 507. 2nd place Flash, Urian and Rashid. And overall winner, First Attack Mono with Fang. Fang wins an offline CPT ranking event.
Mm-hmm. Not surprised. I'm not surprised, to be honest.
No, I've said Mono I think is one of the most talented players in the world. And if he wasn't playing a butt for a long time, he wouldn't have taken this long for him to win a major. But Fang is a pretty good character now. I mean, he's not top tier, but he's pretty good. And clearly he's capable of winning a major.
I don't think Fang is anywhere like bottom 5 anymore. Let's put it that way.
No, I think he's pretty good. I think that's the best way to put it. Like he has some problems.
I mean, before he was bottom 5, and now I don't think he's bottom 5.
Yeah.
That's a pretty low compliment, to be honest.
No, of course,
but,
of course. But very, very cool. Congrats to him.
Yeah. And also, Mano, of course, is the guy who runs First Attack in Puerto Rico, so we should probably mention that we will be there.
Hey, 2 weeks from now.
Yes, exactly.
Soon.
We were there last year, and so we're going to be going back. I'm excited. I had a lot of fun there.
Me too. And the scene, I mean, there were players there who I saw either for the first time or the first time in person from like the Dominican and players from PR.
Like Kaba and everybody.
Exactly right. And now those guys are more established than ever before. They travel more often. We see them more often. So it's going to be cool to like have more stories to tell.
Yeah.
There have always been stories, but I didn't know them. And now I know them. And it's very cool to see.
Right. So. Whoa, Mano said on Best of 5 that Fang is just outside of top 10. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, good stuff to him. But I mean, to be honest with you, like, it's now that I've learned it, like, it's hard to travel down there. It's really hard in Latin America to travel because it's really expensive down there, and and it's not even just that it's expensive, but it's just like people just don't make as much down there, right? So like it's just that on top of the fact that it like costs a ton of money to travel anywhere like that makes it really, really hard. So shout outs to those guys for traveling a lot
100%.
more, especially guys like Mana RD who got sponsored and has been traveling around, but he got sponsored by Rise and stuff like that.
Very, very cool. Doomsnake is a talented Vega player who I've met online a couple of times and has done well in online events a couple of times, so really cool to see him get 3rd place here. And
and Flash, good 2nd
events.
place, huh?
Yeah. I feel like Flash has been getting very consistent top 8s at events that he travels to. I feel like he does. I don't see him everywhere, but when I do see him, he's up there near the top.
I expect him to start doing much better very soon. I don't know if you saw the announcement that Justin Wong put on Twitter. This is kind of jumping the gun, but now that we're talking about Flash here, he announced that he's leaving NVIDIA. And in a couple of weeks, he will be forming a gaming house with himself, Flash, Marn, and Almakashi. Like they dragged Nasser into this.
So Nasser left Amazon?
I don't know.
He's like some high-powered dude.
Yeah, I
But,
know, right?
all right,
yeah, but there you go. So apparently they're forming a gaming house at some point in time.
That is such a motley crew.
I know, right?
That's going to be so weird.
And the funniest thing about it is I know Flash is a cook. So I think that they're all hoping that Flash is just going to make them food all day. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that.
That's going to be a dream.
Someone better hire a maid.
That's going to be, we'll see.
Oh, man.
I mean, those are all very talented players.
Yeah.
It's just, such a weird lineup of people. Yeah, they're all friends.
Right. The interesting thing, though, is that what makes that really fascinating about that, though, is that, this is all right before Marvel comes out, too. Right? And Marn and Justin are probably going to crack out on some Marvel,
Sure.
'Cause, I mean, look, they got top 3 at TVC the year that it was at EVO. I think Marn was first and Justin was third. And I used to watch them crack out on that game all day. And it's funny, too, because by cracking out, I mean Marn just loses to Justin for like 97 games in a row,
right.
basically.
Everybody who plays Justin in long casual sets loses.
Except for Flo. Except for Flo.
Fair enough.
Except for Flo. Yeah, so there you go.
But wow, all right, cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting news.
Yeah. So good luck to them. Hopefully it works out. Because, I mean, the interesting thing about it is, not even trying to be joking about it or anything like that, but fighting game houses the gaming houses in the FGC have not been successful.
Indeed.
They have not worked out. I mean, like FGTV worked out for a little bit, and then it just basically became the house of F-Champ, basically. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know if there's any other ones, really. I mean, there's a couple. In Japan, there's one that worked out, right? The one with Yukadon and all those guys.
The one where all 3 of them made top 8 at EVO?
Yeah,
that was pretty successful.
In Japan, it worked. So, yeah.
Yukadon Goichi and, who was the third?
MOV, right?
That sounds right. But
I think it was MOV, sure. So there you go. Yeah, so I guess it works in Japan, but let's see if it can work in the U.S. Because, I mean, the one thing I will say about gaming houses right now, the number one thing that will crash all gaming houses, and if you...
Eita, MOV, and Goichi.
Eita, that's what it was. It wasn't Yukadon. Okay. So, I mean, OAPL kind of hits where I'm going here. But, like, the number one thing that I feel like destroys gaming houses in the U.S., especially for fighting game communities, is the laziness factor of keeping the place clean. Like, I'm not even joking about this. Like, I feel like there's got to be a responsibility for maintaining the place and keeping it nice and neat and making it so that it's a good home to live in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the hardest. And even if you can't do it yourself. So, like, for example, you talk to K-Brad and stuff, and he talks about the EG gaming house and everything like that. They just hire a maid who just comes and does all the cleaning for you, right? So, like, I honestly would suggest that.
Well, they could also do the thing that we always told FGTV house people to do and have matches where loser ends up cleaning the house, which means might as well just give Nasser a maid's outfit.
Yo! Damn. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but like honestly, that it's cool because if you do that, then people would try harder, and then you could like film them, you could stream them cleaning the house and laugh at them and stuff.
Yeah, I think
that's what I always said to FGTV.
I know.
I was like, you should just do that and have like one person lose the vacuum match and they're vacuuming, and then some guy walks in with a donut, and just be like, sprinkle things on, sprinkle, and just be like that would have been hilarious.
It would have been hilarious.
It was such a missed opportunity. So. All right.
KOF happened.
KOF at Fortiatica, 7th place. Gamer Beer.
Genius.
Gamer Beer with Nako, Iori Mai, Owen Joe with Shune, King and Chin. 5th place was LDS S Dialu with Geese, Antonov, and Zarina, and Madara 507 with Nakaruru, Iori Mai, and Clark Muemue and Iori. 4th place, Kusanagi, Iori Mature Kyo. 3rd place, TXE ON Vicio with Leona King Mature. 2nd place, ON Gabo with 3 lots of teams with Clark on it.
Etc.
Yeah, exactly. First place TCCR R's with Andy, Hein, and Billy.
Cool.
Guilty Gear Exert Rev 2. Fourth place CTG Webster. Third place Lennon. Second place TCCR Vicious CRC with Milia Rage. And first place Able Crew with Leo Whitefang. Tekken 7. Fourth place TCCR Vicious CRC again.
Nice work.
Third place Noche, I guess. KNCHE, like maybe without the O in there. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Second place FA Mono with Lead. I didn't even know he played Tekken.
Yeah, he plays. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
He said he used to play a lot, previous Tekkens, and was looking forward to playing in Tekken 7.
Puerto Rico has a strong Tekken scene, because if you remember, Grand Finals Evo runner-up, Gandito, comes from Puerto Rico.
Oh, does he?
So,
yeah,
he comes
I
from
didn't
Puerto
know
Rico, yeah. And CTG Webster, Catarina. So there you go. So that was Furiatica. But there's more. We're not done yet.
Nope, not yet.
Pasadena Regionals took place this weekend, which was super cool.
Agreed.
This was the tournament that is run by Dr. Snake Tits in his... last year was in his home. This year they had a venue.
Yeah.
Which was like there until 2 a.m. and like the tournament ended at like 1:48 a.m. Yeah. And so yeah, he was kind of nervous about
Good
that.
old Snake Tits.
But a bunch of guys there for a high roller tournament, essentially $50 entry fee. One of the last Marvel 3 tournaments and a big one. Yeah, a lot of strong players here.
Absolutely.
So 8th place Ninja Nam, who made it in over SoCal Iron God, and you know like. I do kind of want to talk about this. I heard after it happened, Iron God kind of ran off to the side and was really emotional and was crying about his loss and everything like that. Look, man, anyone who makes fun of him just has no idea. You've never been in that position. He's a young kid. He's trying really hard. Yeah, he's trying to make it. Last year at this event, remember, he beat Ray Ray in the first round, and that's when people are like, who is this guy, right? And here he is about to make top 8. He's one match away from this awesome tournament, and he just misses it, and he gets emotional about it too.
I didn't know anybody did make fun of that. People make fun of that?
Some people did.
Whatever.
Some people did.
Shut up, everybody.
I just don't think that that's worth. Emotion means you care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Emotion means you care. So shout outs to SoCal Iron God, absolutely. But Ninja Nam was super hyped to make it in top 8.
Yeah, I don't know if he had made a top 8 before.
Yeah, he really hasn't. And he really turned it up. Until top 8, let me tell you one thing, though, about this top 8. It looked like Midnight Marvel.
Yeah, it's
people
true.
were
There
dropping
were
combos all over the place.
It's true.
Previous to that, Ninja Nam was really on point with all of his strange combos and everything like that. So he played really, really well. But also in 7th place was Golden Boy Neo.
Yeah, man. Took the bar exam recently.
Yep. And then in 5th place, Priest from SoCal. And Clockwork.
Good old Clockwork.
Man, that guy, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Dude, the match that he lost to Ryan LV, he beat him.
Well,
He literally beat Ryan LV, but the randomization of Legion caused the OTG to miss.
What are you going to do?
And Ryan LV rolled and killed him, and then went to Game 5.
That's Marvel 3, buddy.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, man, poor Clockwork. Oh, jeez, yeah, he was right there. 4th place was I Heart Justice, the Phoenix Wright.
I don't understand it.
How does he do it, right?
He's such a good player. Well, I mean, he does it with Captain America, basically, but his team is so wonky, right? Phoenix Wright, Captain America, and Strange. And he's been doing really well for the past year plus. It's just, he basically is hoping beyond hope that he gets some evidences, and then either way, he switches out to Captain America, and then he plays the video game. Right, and then, Captain America plus Strange is, doing work. He's got a 2-character team, and he's getting 4th places in giant events. I just don't get it.
Dude, I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you right now, dude. That top 8 was evidence, no pun intended, of how much the randomization can hurt you.
It sucks.
He could not get the evidence to save his life in that top 8.
And yet he still got 4th.
I know, right?
Right? He lost to Angelic 3-2. It was close. And then to Ryan LV, he took a game. It's not like it was a blow up.
Right. He was so happy because it wasn't a bus ass, right?
Yeah.
Actually, it was 4-1.
Priest
It should have been
3-2.
All these should be 4-2 whatever.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah. You're right, actually.
Because there was the bus ass rule. I love love the bus ass rule,
Yeah.
basically, where it's the first to 4, unless you get a 3-0, and then it's just like, forget it, give up, you know,
Yeah.
and then that's the bus ass rule.
Anyway, I hope that I Heart Justice plays a good set of characters in Marvel Infinite, because he's a really talented player.
Yeah.
And look, I like to watch Phoenix Wright. I just also I just feel bad when people hamstring themselves.
Yeah,
It's cool. I like the character, and he's not like awful. Especially if things work out, he can be pretty decent.
Right,
It's just
yeah.
sometimes they don't. Many times they don't. Actually.
Third place, MSF Angelic.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if you want to talk about curses, he's got a third place curse, right? 2 third place finishes at Evo,
Right.
and now a third place finish here at a Pasadena Regionals. So shout outs to Angelic, always really, really, really strong play, and
Definitely.
you know, Shuma is one of those characters that's like amazing assist, kind of not a great anchor.
Right.
But he makes it work somehow.
He does.
You know, he really makes it work. So shout outs to him.
He definitely does.
Second place. So grand finals was exactly who you would probably have expected to be the 2 kings of Marvel right now. Same grand finals as from Evo this year. NY Chris G and Ryan LV. But this time Chris G takes it 4-3 over Ryan LV. So Chris G, and in the first set too. So Chris G was sitting pretty in winner's bracket. Ryan LV came from losers. And the reset did not happen. Chris G took it in the first set.
Chris G beat Ryan LV in the top side of winners. Ryan
So
winners
he was
top
the
8.
only one who beat Ryan LV for
Right.
sure. And so Chris G on top of Pasadena Regionals. I mean, right now at this point in time, there's no question to me that those 2 are the best in the game.
Seems right.
In the country right now. And unfortunately, F-Champ didn't make it down here, and a couple of other players, obviously, like Not Enough Damage and all these other guys didn't make it out to this event.
Sure.
But I don't know if the results would have changed because...
Those 2, yeah. Alrighty. A lot of good stuff this weekend. A lot of good stuff to watch.
A lot of good tournaments this weekend, and it's fun. It's fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, literally, there was one point in time I had multi-Twitch on with 5 streams going on at the same time.
Dang.
At Summer Jam, I was watching Street Fighter, Tekken, and Injustice.
Okay.
I had the Pasadena Regionals on Justin's channel, and I had the 5v5 Japan Cup going on all at the same time.
Interesting.
Like, literally had them all on there. Then I went upstairs, and I'll tell you this right now, like, as much as I love fighting games, I'll tell you one thing, fighting games makes, like, the best white noise. So, like, I was sitting there, like, on my couch watching all of it. I passed out at some point in time. I woke up and, like, all of Summer Jam was over. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I'll watch Japan Cup now.
I hear you.
But, yeah, I've been passing out a lot recently. I need to fix my sleep schedule, dude. My sleep schedule is so terrible right now. I'm not going to lie. I was sleeping, like, before the show, because I went to bed super late.
That's not
I got
good.
up super early today.
Don't
So,
become a vampire, James.
yeah, it's getting really bad.
Alright, anything else to talk about now?
No more for results that I have
Alright,
here.
let's
so.
take a break, and when we come back, what are we going to talk about? We'll get esports in the Olympics! Woo!
I think we both know what we think of that one already.
Mysterious answers coming up after the break,
Exactly.
unknown entirely.
Alright, be right back, guys.
Good discourse, I'm sure.
Alright, I'm getting this like 10 minutes early next time, so... there we go.
Alright, talk to me about this esports at the Olympics thing. What's going on with this?
Alright, hang on, let me make sure that I have the proper topic highlighted. Whee! There we go. And let's talk about this. The reason why this has come up is I saw basically Paris Olympic Committee is open to adding esports to the 2024 Olympics.
Okay.
And so, speaking to the Associated Press, co-president of the Paris Olympics Bid Committee said that he was planning to hold talks on the possibility of adding esports to the 2024 Summer Olympics. We have to look at it because we can't say it's not us, it's not about Olympics. The youth, yes, they are interested in esports and this kind of thing. Let's look at it, let's meet them, let's try to see if we can find some bridges. And then Best of Five asked about it on a tweet as well. They're like, what are your opinions on it? And I basically responded to that. And
Oh, did you?
yes, I did. And I basically said, no, sir, I do not think that this is a proper marriage. I do not think esports have any place in the Olympics, actually.
Okay. All right.
Just like, look, Olympics are a celebration of what the physical body can do. Yes, I know there are some events that test that.
Horse
rule.
jumping.
Yes. But honestly, it is about physical prowess, right? And that's not a knock on the esports, because like I said, some of these game tournaments require hours of mental and physical stamina and stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like video games are more cerebral, and that's not a knock on the Olympics. I'm not saying that there's not strategy in the Olympics and stuff like that, right? But they're just two different things. They celebrate two different things. We have EVO, we have all these pro tour circuits and everything like that. We don't need to be in the Olympics. It doesn't do us any good. It doesn't do anybody any good.
Well, it does somebody good. The International Olympic Committee.
Okay.
You know, I don't respect those people
Yes,
at all.
yes.
I'm sure I've talked about that. In fact, I have before on the show. I think they're basically piles of garbage. And I'm not surprised at all that they would want to cash in on the esports monies. Not at all.
Okay.
Yo, if Riot comes to town and they're like, hey, IOC, here's a cool couple of millions, why don't you put us... Of course they're going to say yes. Of course, they're idiots. They're corrupt idiots. Of course they would say yes. So that makes all the sense in the world to me. I don't want it to happen. I would prefer it if Olympics got rid of a bunch of the stuff that they have. I think horse jumping is absurd. I think that's ridiculous. I think it's crazy that they got rid of wrestling for a while.
Dressage.
Whatever it's called.
No, dressage is the other version of the horse jumping, which is the prance around and show off your horse.
Oh,
isn't
horse
it?
show. I have no idea, James.
I think that's what it is.
I think you're right that there are two separate
But
events.
like the horse jumping, I can. But the horse is doing most of the
absurd.
work. Yeah.
No, come on. It's a sport that 10 people have access to in the world, and they're all rich, and I don't care about any of them. I want the Olympics.
They got rid of wrestling, which is like
I think
one
it's
of
back
the
now,
first
but...
original things.
Yeah. I want it to basically be like a test of the things that it was back in the day, like how far can you throw a javelin? Like, let's run fast, like the basics. You know what I mean? Like how far can you throw a heavy ball? Like stuff like that. I don't want it to be all these newfangled things or whatever. I really don't. I don't think that there's much in the way of chance that that'll change, because I think the people running it are basically corrupt douches, but that's what I would prefer.
I mean, if people don't know the stories, like, not only is it, like, corrupt and they do all this stuff, like, you know, they basically drain cities to death, basically, every time they have an Olympics, like...
So that happens with cities that are not in, like, rich countries.
Right,
So, like, Athens got its butt kicked.
Brazil got its butt
Brazil. It's not necessarily the case with other countries. In fact, some have turned profits, right? In cities that already have a lot of the infrastructure anyway, and they don't have to build a badminton stadium or whatever. They're never going to use. So it's not always a death sentence, but it is often enough, and certainly the IOC doesn't care about that at all.
Right, they don't really help them, they don't help with the city.
No.
And then there's also the stories of just, like, people, waitresses, who, like, see the IOC committee come into the restaurant and they just, like, spend, like, $5,000 on a meal for all of them, and then they just, like, don't leave a tip, and then they're just, like, gone, and, like, you know, they're obviously not caring about how they use the funding and all that stuff like that.
No, it's free money for them.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I realize that if in 2024 they're like, hey, what about having fighting games at the Olympics? Hey, James and David, you want to come commentate? I mean, I'll probably say yeah, but that's definitely not going to happen, so it's not even a real hypothetical. But at this moment, I'm killing that potential anyway. So
yeah.
Those guys can all honk off. I don't want anything to do with them. I don't even watch the Olympics anymore because I feel like a grimy jerk. Myself, I feel grimy for having supported something where people had to drive their yachts in sewage.
Well, I've changed my mind. I think they should totally do it, and I am available in 2024.
You're going to make sure that year is on the calendar.
I am available in 2024 for Paris, you know, so...
Yeah, for the free travel to Paris. I don't have any other way for fighting games to get me to Paris for free. Hold on a minute. Maybe I do.
Man. But, I mean, honestly, the Olympics are really cool, though. Like, I still remember when you're watching it, like, the Olympics can be really exciting, but, like, yeah, it's all the outside things that are starting to mar it.
The competitors I have a lot of respect for, of course, and I like to watch a lot of the events. There are a lot of things that I don't watch at all, except for during the Olympics. And I think that's really cool. I'm loath to give that stuff up, but I also don't want to support the IOC.
I mean, the crazy thing is, the 1 year that I enjoyed it the most, I was still in college, so obviously during the summer I didn't have anything to do, so I was just at home all day. And so, like, my best friend was visiting during the Olympics, and my brother was just, like, chilling there as well. He was working at the time, but, like, we just basically spent that whole week, like, watching Olympics. And so we were watching in the middle of the night, so we were watching things like handball, and we were watching like all the really obscure stuff. Some of that stuff is like the best stuff.
I'm totally with you.
Right? Like I hate the fact, like, so my biggest problem with the Olympics, honestly, when they're on TV, is that they only show like the like gymnastics and swimming, and that's like it, right? You know, and then the decathlon, track and field stuff, and like that's it, right?
And they still, at least in the US, they still time shift things, so like, you still gotta wait until like an arbitrary time at night when some NBC executive from 1960 thinks that you have to then watch it, like they're one of the only ways to watch the Olympics.
Right.
Like it's not 2017. The whole thing is run so badly.
Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, if fighting games made it into the Olympics, I guarantee you, if it was broadcast, it would only be Street Fighter and Smash. Like, that's all we're gonna see.
Oh yeah, no, it's
and
not
like Tekken's gonna be off to the side, and Justice is gonna be off to the side.
It's gonna be Fighters of the Storm and League of Fighters.
And also, to be honest, of course, there won't even be fighting games, period. And that's another thing too that's interesting though, is that, you know, with the Olympics, there's really no IPs. It's just athletes, right? But like now, all of a sudden, like let's say fighting games do want to get in there. Now all of a sudden, if they want to put Injustice in there, they got to talk to DC and all these things.
That's a good point.
So there's a whole other ball game in there.
The IOC is super weird when it comes to their own IP. They make countries and states and localities that have the Olympics. They literally require the passage of new laws that dictate how people can use their IP.
Oh, dang.
It's more. It's crazier than usual. It's already, the IP law is crazy anyway, but the stuff that they mandate is even crazier. So how would that interface with some rights-owned thing like a video game? I don't know.
Like, I feel
maybe the IOC says, all right, guys, esports is a big deal, but we can't have this whole IP problem. We got to have Olympics, the video game. And so they...
Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Let's do it.
I can totally see them just making their own MOBA. You know what I mean?
God.
Yeah, esports, sure, okay.
I'm like, oh, you know what? The games we play, this is just like the bikes that we ride, you know? So who cares about IP? You know, you just give us all the rights, you know? It's totally doesn't matter.
Yeah, the whole sponsorship situation is a problem at the Olympics. Again, a lot of IP issues. There's a lot of weird crap with them. I feel like I want that institution to die and be reborn.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, like I just destroy the whole thing and then rebirth it at some point into a more reasonable
I mean,
fashion.
honestly, not to be an ageist or anything like that, but I feel like that's a lot of the problems with a lot of the things, right? It's just like it's really just gotten to the point where like a bunch of old people who are happy and comfortable in their position
I'm totally with you.
all their money, and like so they just want to do everything to keep that money, right? And so like honestly, like I feel like governments need to hire younger people, get better ideas in there.
Oh, well.
Corporations need to hire younger people. You know, I don't know. Like,
I'm not against old people, but I am against old ideas and the inability to change, and those seem to go hand in hand.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm not really being ageist, because if I'm being ageist, then I'd be going against myself.
That's true.
Right? Because I'm an old man, too.
Oh, that's right. On the back nines, they say.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Yeah, exactly, with the self-hate, exactly. Self-deprecation right there. But, I mean, honestly, you know, like, old people won't let that happen, and that's exactly the problem. That is exactly the problem.
You know, when we're old. That's how the world works. I mean, new generations are always mad at the old ones.
But
and
see, I hope it's a little different, because, like, you know, one of the things that I've always said, you know, regarding that is like, you know, when you get older, you're always like, man, what is with these kids' technology and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that, you know, nowadays, the kids growing up, they're changing UIs and interfaces, and they're getting new technology at such rapid rates that by the time they grow up, they can adapt.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, back then when you learned how to use a VCR, you were set for like 20 years.
That's true.
Right? Like, when my dad got a VCR in like 1981 or something like that, right? We didn't need a DVD player until like...
Telephones,
exactly. Like, you were set. You didn't have to learn new technologies. But at this point in time, we're learning new technologies at such rapid rates that I hope that by the time, like, today's kids get to that age, that they won't get stuck in old technology and stuff because they're just so used to adapting constantly.
I think I expect the same. But I do also expect for the things that really matter in life, like who controls politics and money.
Right. And so that's...
I don't expect us to be any different because no generation's been ever different. Yeah. I don't know why we would... Maybe there's something qualitatively different about us.
The only thing that I could say qualitative difference is that the world is much smaller and there's a lot more social media now, and so you are exposed to people a lot more. So I think that would be the only saving grace. Despite the fact that I do think that social media is actually quite toxic at a lot of times, but it's also quite eye-opening at the same time. It's honestly like the good and the bad of social media. But
yeah, no, you're right. I mean, our generation is more progressive than previous ones, but we're gonna have the jerks.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any way around that.
Yeah. So, okay.
Maybe just fewer of them will be actual Nazis, but we'll see.
Yeah, actually, Solzhan says that I think porn killed Betamax, and that's absolutely true. Whatever format porn goes on, they were the ones that took out HD DVD. Remember when Blu-ray and HD DVD, and then they went with Blu-ray, and then that was the end of that. And they went with VHS instead of Betamax. So
I hear that.
Absolutely true. It's absolutely true. So, all right. Anything else to say about this limit? I don't think there's anything.
They can honk a dongle.
Speaking of porn, okay. All right.
That's dongle's a technology term, friend.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And you honk it. I don't know what that means. All right, what do we got? What do we got in terms of news?
I've always said
Let's go to this one over here.
You could turn any phrase dirty if you just, like, any phrase of, like, verb, the noun.
Yeah.
If you just change the middle into her or his. And, like, at that point in time, like, everything just becomes...
Honk his dongle. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like, I want to ride my bike, I want to ride her bike. I want to turn on that fan, I want to turn on his fan. Like, everything, like, can be made dirty just by changing it. Only one I think was, I came up with posting flyers. Like, I want to post up his flyers. And I don't know, that just didn't sound... That was, like, the most non-messed up one that I could do. Those are flyers, though, right? Those are posters.
All right, what do we got? What's going on? What's going on in the news?
One cool thing is that right now on PSN, there's actually a sale out there right now. King of Fighters, the digital sale on PSN. So if you go there right now, King of Fighters, for example, is $20 and originally $60. The character pack is $8, was $20. I need to get on that one.
That's amazing.
King of Fighters 2000 is $4. That originally was $10. Samurai Shodown 5 is $6, was originally $15. Street Fighter 5 Battle Costume Pack is $18 instead of $30.
Wow.
Fatal Fury Battle Archive $6 instead of $15. Blaze Blue Central Fiction $24 instead of $60.
Wow, that's a big one.
I need to get on that one too. I'm gonna have to just buy this PSN card and just be like, For Honor is $30 instead of $60.
Dang. That game sold really, really well too. I'm surprised to see such.
Now here's the interesting one: Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator. I haven't done the math, so this is Rev 1.
Yeah.
$6 instead of $20. The upgrade is $20. Right, so you can get it for $26. You'll still need to buy the DLC. So I don't know if that surpasses the $40 total of just getting Rev 2. I'm not 100% sure. And then Garou Mark of the Wolves, $6 was $15.
Dang, man. And this is on PSN. Oh, you need a PlayStation Plus membership, which is...
Oh, yeah, you need a PlayStation
some amount.
Plus. Yeah,
I have no idea.
It's like $60 a year or something like that, basically. It's totally worth it. I have it. You get free games.
I do have it, actually. No, I think about it.
You get free games all day. But this is going to end on August 22nd, so you got a week. to pick up all these games.
Very cool. That's a really good piece of info there.
Yeah, on August 22nd, I'm going to leave this up because I need to remind myself to go buy a bunch
Fair
of those
enough.
because I don't have Central Fiction anywhere, so I need to pick that up. I need to pick that up for sure. Speaking of For Honor, interesting thing, kind of, I know both of us probably don't know enough about this to really comment on it, but you know, apparently a For Honor player won a $10,000 tournament using an in-game exploit. Like, I read something about it. It's like it makes your moves unparryable or something like that. Yeah. And so basically he won with that. And look, if it's in the game, it's in the game.
That's what I think.
I'm not going to begrudge this guy at all.
Of course not.
He absolutely should take advantage of it if it's there.
Of course.
So, you know what?
Do whatever the dumb stuff is.
Yeah, and that's why, honestly, high-level fighting game players are always going to be your best game QA. Like, guaranteed. Because their whole goal is to break everything. Like, their whole goal is to break as much as they possibly can. Yeah. So that's why...
We're buttholes.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think that's really good. So.
Well, I don't know if you saw the footage, but when Dudeface did win, I think creative director of the game came up to present him the prize. The creative director said something like, hey, enjoy being able to do that for now, or something like that.
Yeah,
like, he was like a little salty. He clearly doesn't want that to be in there, but it's in there, so what are you going to do? For Honor, I still think has a lot of interesting ideas. I think they were poorly carried out. Poor execution in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But a lot of interesting ideas nonetheless, so when they have the new patch, I'll definitely check it out again.
Okay. Gio Rican in the chat, just as a PSA, has mentioned that PayPal has $5 off a $50 PSN credit. So you can actually get $5 off, $50 for the store.
Yeah,
and so
even more of a discount. Yeah. Fantastic,
dude. I even did that. Like there was a discount for like a Hong Kong, to get money off of a Hong Kong purchase of the Uniel. So that's why I did it that way. Gotta save them esports pennies when I can. So.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's why I always talk good about Capcom, because I need that paycheck. Right?
Boy!
Yeah. Oh, man. So, cool stuff to Axis games. Although this article only talks about Axis giving a $1,000 pop bonus for Guilty Gear Exit Rev 2 at CEO Taku, I also saw that they're adding a $1,000 pop bonus to SCR as well. So both of those tournaments will have pop bonuses for Guilty Gear there. So shoutouts to Axis Games for that. And we need more Axis involvement.
I hear that.
So.
I hear that.
Coming up events, FV Cup, which is the tournament in Malaysia, is coming back this September.
Cool.
It's going to be taking place from September 23rd through 24th at the Genesis at Berjaya Times Square, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So I guess that might be Berjaya then. Genesis at Berjaya Times Square.
Awesome.
Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So check that out. There's going to be a Tekken 7 Tanukana Invitational Tournament.
Interesting.
Not sure what that's going to be about, but MVCI, KOF 14, Guilty Gear X Rev 2 are going to be there. Street Fighter 5 is going to be there as well.
Of course, Infinite will have been out for a week at that point, I guess. About a week. Cool.
Let's see here. Do you feel like Infinite should be delayed a little bit, or do you think it should just come out right now?
I don't know what the state is right now. Yeah, it's hard to say.
I mean, a lot of people, I keep getting a lot of people arguing with me like, oh, delay it so you can add more characters and blah, blah, blah. And like, I mean, I know they're going to try to fix the faces on a day one patch and everything like that.
I mean, it's much too late for that, I'm sure.
Yeah. But it's interesting. It's funny because like I was talking with someone on Twitter and and he was basically saying like he just felt like 28 characters was too few. And I was like, but X-Men versus Street Fighter had 17. MSH versus SF had like 19 characters. MSC1 had like 15. It's like I don't know. 28.
How many did Marvel 3 have on launch? I feel like it had about that many.
Oh, there was more than that.
30-ish.
I think. Yeah, there was quite a few on MVC3, if I'm not mistaken.
Vanilla Marvel 3. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the character select screen looked like. It was like 20. Oh gosh.
I really have no idea.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't that far above though.
Right. Yeah, I mean all those other games I mentioned were 2v2 as well. Every single one of them was 2v2.
Right.
Every single one of them. Okay.
Anyway.
Also, another event coming up is ESL Brooklyn Beatdown is returning with 50,000 prize pool in September. However, I'm not sure how they're changing this, but there's going to be regional online qualifiers to make it to the Brooklyn Beatdown.
Oh.
I don't know if they're going to have an open tournament like they did last year, because there was that tournament that took place at the venue, at the Barclays Center. But apparently this one is going to be, so there's going to be winners from 5 regions: North America, Europe, Southeast Asia, India, and South America.
Whoa,
who received a paid trip to the Brooklyn Beatdown next month. Direct signups are available on the event's website, and the tournament bracket will be limited to just 256 players, so be sure to register in advance. That was the event that Shanghai won over Momochi last year. So.
Man, I don't know anything about the Indian FGC.
Yeah, right?
I mean, I would love to know something, but I don't know anything about it. I've never met anybody from it.
Right.
Never seen anybody from it.
Well,
but if anybody knows, I'd love to know.
JT Akira in the chat says that Tokido won an event this past weekend in China called Z. So I was wondering where he was, because he wasn't at any of the events. So
right.
I guess he stuck around in China because he was there. Remember, he lost the week before to Shanghai at an event out there. So apparently he was out in China still, and he won an event out there. So there you go. Shanghai was not there because he was at Japan Cup. So Shanghai, who got 4th place there. All right. Brazil is getting its own Killer Instinct League. It's online Killer Instinct League.
Really?
Called the Brazil League.
Okay.
Hoping to keep Brazilian Killer Instinct players fighting fit for the game's Steam release, Shame Team has announced a special KI League for any and all players in Brazil. It will be a circuit of 9 tournaments with the hope of crowning the country's top Killer Instinct player.
Very cool.
So that's really cool. I mean, it's interesting because I was talking to some people from the Latin America FGC, and they're saying like Injustice and Mortal Kombat and Tekken have big scenes down there, like maybe even bigger than Street Fighter.
Okay, cool.
But Street Fighter, because of the Capcom Pro Tour and stuff like that, that's the game that benefits them the most to learn right now. So Tekken, like NRS and Namco Bandai is, I mean, like I said, I saw Ed Boon down there, which was cool, right? But like, I feel like they need to really quickly snap that up. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a bigger scene for those games down there, don't let Street Fighter overtake it. You know what I mean? Just because it has, you know, the Pro Tour and everything like that. Go there and support it as much as possible.
Makes sense to me.
And get that whole continent playing your games instead. So.
Yeah, KI is a really good game. Very good game indeed.
Also, Gamescom. There's been a lot of talk about Gamescom, which is taking place. Where is Gamescom at?
I think it's in Germany, right?
Yeah, I want to say it's in Germany. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in Germany. But, yeah, Germany is what they're saying. Okay. But there's been a lot of news there. You know, they talked about how, like, a lot of the new characters they announced for MVCI are going to be playable there, like Ghost Rider and everything like that. But there's also going to be a Dragon Ball Fighters tournament there. Ooh. So you can actually register for the Gamescom Dragon Ball Fighters tournament. So ESL and Bandai Namco just opened up registration for a Gamescom official DBE FSE tournament. Tournament has only a cap of 64 entrants. Woo. So get on that now, because the EVO one capped, like, in a day, and it was like 256 or something like that. It was something ridiculous like that. So, but apparently Ryan Hart will be providing commentary. So I wonder if he's had access to the game early on. At the Gfinity series, people. Oh no, it was at VS Fighting. Yeah. People have been like actual like footage of like people trying to max combos out in Dragon Ball and stuff like that. And a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite footage came out as well. And so we're actually getting to see a lot of things. Like 1 meter was like 70% combos for some characters with the right assist and everything like that. And if you have all your resources, you could like drain 80 to 90% off of people. Which, I mean, that sounds like it's right for all resources, right?
Yeah, so, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, you know, that's not shocking to me at all.
Yeah, it's a team game after all.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of good footage from VS Fighting of like. Handheld footage and stuff, and even footage of like CN playing MVCI and stuff like that. So yeah, if you can go find all that out there, definitely check that out.
Alrighty.
And then I also have just a player highlight here. Broly Legs, of course, very inspirational player. Yeah. As always, Shoryuken.com, Corey Lanier. interviewed him a little bit for Shoryuken.com, which just talks to him about Evo and training, and Broly's sponsors Able Gamers. So just wanted to bring awareness to that.
Yeah.
Again, a great player, so check it out. That's on Shoryuken.com. Just do a search for Broly Legs, and I'm sure you'll find that.
Yeah, and shout outs to the Able Gamers charity. Really, really cool job that they're doing, trying to get ways for disabled folks to play video games. Very cool.
That's all the information that I have.
Alrighty.
I don't know if you have anything else. I mean, today, I guess, might be a super short episode then.
What time is it now?
It's
We've
like
been
only
in for about an hour and a
9:40.
half.
Yeah. Well, about 2 hours. Almost like 10 minutes away from 2 hours.
I guess we were a little bit late. Anyway, Nazis are bad. I don't know. We should talk about this. It's like so. I feel like everybody in this chat's on the same page, or like almost everybody. There's
Yeah, yeah.
I
I mean,
like
look,
1,000 people.
And you guys,
You guys are
know,
all on the same boat.
and you guys know where we stand anyway. I mean, if you follow our Twitter at all, you know exactly how we feel about that whole entire situation. You know, the political climate and everything like that. It is just like
We're all on the same page here.
It's pretty stupid. And, like, I can't understand. Like, I mean, honestly, like, you have the President of the United States telling people, like, no, I don't want to talk to you, fake news, and, like, insulting people. Like, if
He's
any
a
other
giant dingus.
if any other president did that, do you know the kind of, like, shitstorm that
I
there
mean,
would
the
be?
black dude got crap for fist bumping his wife. He wore a brown suit one time, and they still talk about that. So, yeah, it would be a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah.
God. Oh, that's right. There's the Super Smash Con. Do we
Anyway.
have the results for Super Smash Con?
Negative.
Negative. Okay, let me see if I can dig something up there. Results. I mean, was there actually, like, I always forget, like, if there's tournaments or stuff that were there. Oh yeah, here we go. So Super Smash Bros. Wii U results. 7th place was MVG Salem with Bayonetta. He's the one who won Evo, right?
Indeed.
So yeah, okay. 7th place Shoyo James with Diddy Kong Luigi. 5th place EMG Mistake with Bayonetta. EMP Wadi. Is this the right year? I just want to be sure. Okay.
Oh,
Wadi with Mewtwo. I've made this mistake way too many times, so I just want to make sure. 4th place BC Mr. R with Sheik and Cloud. 3rd place Fox MK Leo with Cloud, Marth, and Corin. I remember hearing about this now. 2nd place, TSM Zero with Diddy Kong. And 1st place, Energy Nairo with Zero Suit Samus and Bowser. I heard that he got sent to loser's bracket in like 1st or 2nd round.
Dang.
And he did the thing where he made it all the way back. So everyone says that his loser's bracket run was ridiculous.
Incredible.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
good job to him. And then Melee, 7th place was CLG SFAT with Fox, CLG Pew Pew U with Marth. 5th place, Zane with Marth, and Tempo Axe with Pikachu and Young Link. 4th place, Liquid's Hungry Box. It was a good weekend for Liquid, by the way. Liquid's Hungry Box with Jigglypuff. 3rd place, PG Plup with Sheik, Fox, and Samus. 2nd place, Fox Mewtwo King with Sheik, Marth, and Fox. And 1st place, C9's Mango with Falco and Mario. That must have just been him goofing around or something like that. But, yeah, there you go. So, because Liquid also took the International this weekend.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see any of that.
Well, I didn't have any interest in it, but congrats to them.
Apparently, there was also a Tokyo Game Show exhibition announced at Japan Cup with Tokido. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember seeing the slide for this. So there's going to be an exhibition at Tokyo Game Show where they're flying out some international players as well. So Tokido, Fudo, Nemo, Gamerbee, Knuckledew, Punk, and Bonchan is going to be there. But that's going to be the same weekend as SCR and the EGX2 premiere event, as well as CE Otaku.
Bummer.
Yeah, a lot of things are overlapping these days. I don't know. There's nothing we're going to be able to do about that. It's just going to happen. It's been happening a lot this year. Like, there was also the Red Bull E-League Kumite weekend. I'm sorry, the Combo Breaker weekend.
Yeah, and then there's going to be ECT and First Attack and
Like
the some
PAX
wild company,
PAX
Geico or something is doing fighting games. It's like something like that.
Which weekend?
But yeah, it's at PAX for sure. It's at PAX.
Okay, so it's Celtic Throwdown, First Attack, Geico E-League Amateur Series,
Geico, E-League,
East
Amateur
Coast
Series.
Throwdown, And then there's going to be a Red Bull Smash event and a Red Bull Qualify. Oh, God, there's so many things that weekend. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And upcoming this weekend, so in the Argentina tournament that Justin is flying to, is the Buenos Aires True Salt event that's taking place in Cava, Argentina. The 2017 Pokken Tournament World Championships is also this weekend.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, that's taking place in the Anaheim Convention Center.
Whoa,
I didn't
all right.
know about that. Okay. In Nottingham, United Kingdom, is a Super Smash Bros. Melee event called Air 4. Air as in Heir. And then also in France, there's an event called...
What do you want? Oh, Levo. Oh.
Borderline?
Borderlay, but I'm trying to remember what the translation is, and I don't recall.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's going to have Street Fighter V, Tekken, Injustice 2, Exert Rev 2 over there. That's going to be taking place in Talence, France. Also this weekend is the 2GCC SCR Saga event for Smash Brothers, I think. Is it Smash Brothers or is it a bunch of stuff? I'm not sure.
What? 2GGC?
Oh, no. It's going to be more than that. It's just like a pre-SCR tournament, pre-Southern California Regions tournament. So, but that's all coming up this weekend. So, also the CPT Online Asia event number 3 is going to be taking place this weekend as well. And as usual, on every weekend for a while now, and it's going to continue, the Gfinity series is taking place off in Europe.
That's been really cool, by the way. I just want to say.
Yeah, it's on 1 p.m. our time, too, on Pacific time, I think. Because obviously it's in Europe, so I haven't had a chance to watch any of it.
I watched.
Okay,
Cool work over there. It's E-League-ish.
Okay. Yeah, and if people are asking again, what's the event that Justin's going to, is the Buenos Aires True Salt Tournament taking place in Cava, Argentina. That one is going to be streamed on twitch.tv/UAFG. UAFG, because that's the group that's running that.
Cool.
There, so.
Yeah, folks still play Pokken for sure. It's still a well-entered game at a lot of events. It is. They've done a good job of keeping their scene alive. I am.
What events would I take away from the Capcom Pro Tour? Like as few as possible. To be honest, I would shift around what our premier events.
Yeah.
But I hope there's more ranking events, and I hope that they expand more all over the place. Like, I think that's cool that there's an India thing.
Indian FGC.
Yeah,
now,
right?
Like, yeah.
So India and Africa, I feel like, are like two of the more underrepresented. Middle East, Africa, and India, I feel like.
I mean, even the Middle East is getting good work. Like,
Nasser is doing a great job.
Yes.
NASR sponsoring a bunch of players. So Big Bird and Tekken Master.
Yes, and Yemeni just got top 8 at Viennality from Israel. So, I mean, there's players down there. But I don't know anything about even Africa. There was a dude from Zimbabwe at Viennality. I have met people from Nigeria before. I know some folks who have roots in Senegal who said that there is a scene there. I don't know anything about it, but like there it exists. I feel like India is like the big area that I just don't know anything about. Yeah. It's like this giant country, and I don't know anything about the FGC. I'd even met a dude. This is true. I went to school with a guy from Pakistan who was a big Street Fighter head, and he and I played games, and this was like in 2010. Okay, it wasn't that long ago, and he said that there is indeed a scene there. It's not big, but like he had a group of people to play with, and in India, I don't know anything about it. So
yeah. I mean, hopefully we can just start bringing more people like that, more areas. Let's get fighting games all over the world.
Definitely.
I mean, look, for a while, everybody was playing off the coast of Africa in the middle of the ocean, according to the CFN.
What?
Did you not see that? Like,
no.
For some reason, like, whenever people logged on, there was a few people that were logged on, the little curve on the west side of Africa. Like, they were all, like, shown as playing from, like, in the middle of the ocean off the coast off of there. Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, South Africa, I've met a couple of players, obviously all around South America, Central America, obviously NA. Met folks from Oceania a couple of times. There's, like, Guam scene, for example.
And the thing about it is, like, I bet you there's
Fiji,
a lot...
people I've met. I met people from Samoa.
I bet you there's a lot of people in these areas, too, who play it casually, but just don't play it more seriously because there is no scene that they know of.
Could be.
Like, it really, I think it's just going to take somebody just being like, major. Let's do this, right?
That'd be awesome, dude.
I talked to some other people from, in fact, just recently on Twitter, like through DMs, and some people are like, "Hey, this country, we feel like we can rival a lot what other people do. How do we get on the Capcom Pro Tour?" And my belief is I know how the world works, right? And so, like, for example, when you're at a job and you want to get promoted, like let's say you want to go from A rank to B rank or something like that, you have to do the work of the B rank as an A for like a year. And then they'll promote you because you have to prove you can already do it. You don't get promoted and then do the work, right? You're already kind of overachieving and then they promote you. And so for the advice that I give to a lot of these events is run it. Like, don't try to get Capcom support right away.
No, of course.
Run it and show that you can run it. Show that you can do a good job. And then next year you have a lot of ammunition to be like, look, this is our numbers last year. This is the quality. This is what people said about it. Do a good job. Prove that you can do it.
No, I think that's
the way
cool.
it works. And that's why I always said, like, a lot of people, like maybe like 5 years ago when we still were fighting in community, it wasn't quite esports enough yet and everything like that. Everyone's always like, why don't we have major companies sponsoring the FGC? We have so much potential. And I was like, you just don't get sponsors off of potential. You don't get that stuff off of potential. Right? You have to prove it first.
Well, kind of, but you need to be at a certain level at first. There's a lot of stuff going on in esports right now that is definitely speculative.
Yeah.
But there's already like a certain level where they can expect some amount of repayment and like expectation of likelihood that they'll make money back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Olympics can honk off, but at the same time, I want as many people as possible to play fighting games. I want more folks to play with and to talk with and to watch streams from.
The thing about it is, even if esports get into the Olympics, no one's going to watch it that isn't already an esports fan. Because it's not going to be broadcast. They're not going to highlight it in the middle of the Olympic broadcast.
In 2024? I don't know.
Okay, in 2024,
I guess
that's
we'll see.
fair enough.
I guess we'll
7
see.
years from now.
Right, it is a little bit of... 7 years ago, a lot of things are happening now that I would not have expected,
if
we'll see.
If this country is even still intact in 7 years, we'll see what's going on at that point in time. So, All right. Okay. Call it a short episode then?
Sure.
Just do it? All right. Cool. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out and watching.
Oh, man. Actually, I think it's funny to think about what would be at the esports decathlon. That is a funny question.
Like, I feel like it has to be, like simpler kind of games. Like, I would do, because, decathlon is, like, how far can you jump? How far can you run? How fast can you run?
10 events.
Right? So, like, I would put, like, Tetris in there, I would put, like, a racing game, a very basic platformer. You know what I mean?
Tetris is easy, from James Chen.
It is easy.
Tetris, simple, from James Chen. I didn't say it.
It is easy. Tetris is hella easy. Super Mario Kart.
Good old Mario Kart.
God, Mario Kart. Okay, all right.
Racing is easy.
Racing is easy. Racing games are hella easy.
Are
Just
they?
ask Justin Wong.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Alrighty. Yeah, cool.
Okay. That's all I have then. I'm just trying to stretch it out as long as possible.
There's very weak trolling going on in the chat. Come on, guys.
Hang on a second. Oh, shoot.
Back in my day, I wouldn't have accepted that. I used to be a troll.
This is not.
Used to be.
This is not.
And back in the day, I would have prided myself on higher level than what's going on in there right now.
Oh, man. I only have 2% left on my phone.
Wow.
So
2% bird?
Yeah, so I have to charge it a little bit, but I don't know if I can get it close enough to the speaker.
The bird!
Now, so that's the problem here, right? So, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good one, and see you guys later.
My thoughts on Trump are he's a big fart.
He can honk off. He can honk a dongle.
Honk a dongle.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy, the bird died. The bird's dead? Okay. You totally thought that was the end.
I did.